Hey everyone, my name is Chloe, and today I'm here to give you an update on our first week of homeschool and how it went. So, if you guys have not seen the video, I said a while ago that we were going to start homeschooling, at least for these early years, see how it goes, see if it works for me, if it works for my kids, and just kind of go from there. And so, my daughter is 4.5, and I also have a 2-year-old. And so we have started a little mixture of things. I chose a math curriculum, a spelling or a reading curriculum, and then like a Bible literature curriculum. So I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the three after having used them for a week. So I went into these are three different curriculums that I have heard a lot of good things about because you guys know me. I'm a researcher and I've fallen down many a YouTube holes on homeschooling. And so these are the three that I thought sounded the most appealing to me, and I wanted to test out with my daughter and see how they worked. So I will talk about how they've worked for us, as well as any like challenges that we have come to, because one weekend we've already come to some challenges. So let's just get into it. So the first thing for math, we chose Good and the Beautiful. And we are loving this. Both of us are loving this. I'm loving this because this is grab and go. This is both the teacher's manual and the student workbook. So it's just one beautifully bound thing. It's really colorful and it's progressing really nicely. I would say, so I'm doing kindergarten level with her. And I would say that is perfect for her because I had planned, after looking through it, I had planned to do 2 lessons a day for the first week. Well, Monday, we actually ended up not starting Monday because I had a sonogram Monday morning that did not go well. We got some rough news about baby girl that we just were thrown for a loop. And so we chose to spend that day kind of trying to work on just family bonding, having fun, that kind of stuff. We did not start school. So I thought we would do 2 lessons a day, and then we only had 4 days. But my daughter loves this so much that we have done, I think, 12 or 14 lessons. And we started dance this week, and my youngest daughter has dance first for 30 minutes, and then she does. And she said, Mom, can we take our math book and do math at dance? And I was like, sure. So this also comes with a really nice box of manipulatives that you can buy if you want. I'm finding that you don't really need them. They're all things that we probably had around our house anyway, but it's a nice little handy box that we could take. It fits in my purse really good, and it's just a couple manipulatives. So this has been really great for her. Really great. I'm really impressed with Good and the Beautiful. And this is definitely for kids who like the worksheet style and don't mind just working through the book. Like I said, it is fun. There's manipulatives. There's different things. It's beautifully colored. But this is really easy for both of us. And I'm really finding it useful. I find it's progressing at a really nice speed. So far, 12 or 14 lessons or whatever in, she's been able to do everything easily, which is building her confidence. But moving forward, it gets into time, it gets into money, it gets into things that she and I have not talked about. It gets into addition, and I think even some subtraction and things that I think will definitely challenge her. So I think this is perfect level, and I'm just really impressed with this. Really, really liking this. Next is all about reading. So this is what I'm using for our reading curriculum. And I chose the pre-reading level because I don't know if she's ready for kindergarten. I don't know. I honestly don't know. So this one is starting very, very slow. So basically what you do every day is there's some sort of like rhyming game or something like that with cards that they give you. And so again, pretty grab and go on this one. And they give you rhyming cards or different activity cards, and you play a game and then read a short little story that deals with a certain letter. And then this is the teacher's manual, and then the kids can do a letter, like it's a letter sheet that is like A was a big A with an alligator, and it tells you, how to paint it, draw on it, whatever. Then it also has an opportunity to practice practiced handwriting, and they suggest shaving cream, sand, all that kind of stuff. We are not doing that because we've done that. And so I do have just like a letter practice sheet where she can practice writing her letters. She's a little bit young to be doing like too much structured handwriting at this point, but it's good for her to familiarize herself, and she really enjoys doing it. So that's what we're doing. This one I would say is definitely below her ability level right now. And it goes through all the uppercase and then all the lowercase and then sounds and things. So I don't know. I mean, she definitely knows all of her uppercase letters. She knows most of her lowercase letters. So I may skip around in this, or I may continue on and let this be kind of an independent thing, because she, like, especially the coloring sheets and stuff, she can do those independently while I'm doing other things. And so, yeah, and reading the stories and that kind of stuff takes no time at all. So this one, I'm liking the way it's going, but it's not really teaching us anything new. I definitely think I chose the level that was maybe a little bit too young, and maybe I need to just skip forward. But I also do feel like her getting really confident in things is really helping her motivation and that kind of stuff. And so I think she's really eager to read, and I would like to like push forward to get her to the point where she's understanding sounds and sound blends, even more so than she is now. But I feel like the confidence this is giving her is also working out. This is not my favorite because it is very redundant. Kind of, it's the same thing every day. And it's also, like, leaves a lot up to you on how much you want to do with things. But it's easy to be grab and go if you want it to. And like I said, I think we could do 3 or 4 letters a day for these that she already knows, and we'll be fine with that. So that one's all right. I also, like I said, have pulled in some supplementary stuff, like for handwriting and that kind of stuff with that. And that's fine. And then last is Sunlight. So I got Exploring God's World, and I got the pre-K, let's see. Yeah, this is the pre-K 4-5 level, because I've heard that Sunlight is a little bit advanced, and I don't know how I'm feeling about this. Truthfully, this one was, first of all, their website is really hard to navigate. It's really hard to understand what I need, what I don't need, what's optional, what's extra, what's this, that, and the other. The reason this appealed to me is because this is all Bible and other things through literature. Now, so this one, they have like week 1, they have Bible read alouds, pre-reading and writing, pre-math, science, and then additional subjects. And so all of that's laid out for you. So you could use this pretty easily as your only curriculum, and you would be fine. We are not doing the pre-reading and writing since we're doing that on the other thing. We're not doing the pre-math since we're doing the good and the beautiful. And we are doing the rest of it. So far, it feels the only part I'm really enjoying is the Bible. So there's 101 stories from the Bible, and you read a story, and then there's some questions, both retention questions and like probing further questions to chat with your kid about. And we're really liking that. Otherwise, my daughter is really liking all the read-alongs. However, and like, so for the read-alongs, it's like, just, let's see, The Lion Storyteller bedtime book, Eric Carle's Animals, but it tells you to read like 2 pages a day, which is not a full story, and like it doesn't connect to anything yet. So like the Berenstain Bears, a big book of science and nature, that's what we're using for science right now. And it said to basically read this section about winter, but there's no extension beyond that. There's no like, it's not winter, which it even says in here, like, don't get thrown off if it's not the same season. But like, it just feels kind of pointless. And like in Eric Carle's Animals, it's just read a couple pages. And like, so then for me, I'm like, should I be finding like a craft activity to do with this? Should I be doing this? Like, this doesn't really have purpose in context. There's my first 100,000 whatever words in Spanish book, and so it's got all, we did like the bedroom and the living room, but short of me like putting labels on all of our stuff, like how is that going to sink in? I don't know. I feel like this is really broad and not my favorite thing so far, but maybe it'll get better. This is also by far the most expensive curriculum because you have to buy all the books, which I did buy on thrift books and different bargain sites and stuff. But I just am really not digging it, And the storyteller book is good. They're good stories, but like they're just random stories. If you don't ever read to your kid, this is helpful in getting you to read to your kid. But my kids are obsessed with books. And so like reading to them is something we do frequently anyway. I don't know. It does come with 4 books, or I purchased with it. I don't know if it comes with it, but 4 books that are developing the early learner. And it's basically, again, an unrelated workbook, but it is really unique to anything that I've ever done or seen before for this like pre-K level. And it's different things about like paying attention to directions and listening to sound. Like there's been a couple activities where she shuts her eyes and listens for sounds to see if they're the same or different. It talks a lot about being alike versus different. And it's definitely unique, and I'm really enjoying that, and she's really enjoying that. Again, it's kind of that worksheet, workbook method, which I'm finding really works for her. So after this first week, things are going well. I'm definitely really heavily adapting the Sunlight curriculum, and I'm not sure that it's going to be the one for us. But maybe it'll all connect. Like maybe I just need to do further planning to see how it all connects, or I don't know. So that is my thoughts. So challenges that we have come up against are, one, just fitting it into our schedule because as with this high-risk pregnancy, I'm now being monitored twice a week. I'm having sonograms twice a week. And Monday was supposed to be a 1-hour appointment that turned into a 3-hour appointment. And so figuring that out. And again, just like my brain space for doing this because she is one evening, it was like 7:00 at night. We do bath at 7:15 and she was crying because we couldn't do more school. She is loving it. So that is not a problem. But our schedule and like my brain space is definitely off. So figuring that out is just a challenge. But also this week, our schedule has shifted because school has started for everybody, which means her different sports and activities have all changed. So figuring out schedule. And then my 2-year-old. So if you guys homeschool with littles and have tips, let me know. I did buy a couple things. Like we try to include her and like I've gotten some dry erase books and things that she can work on during those times. But she just loves to be destructive. She loves to like mess with her sister. Her sister is very much a perfectionist and doesn't like her papers to be scribbled on and all that kind of stuff. So I have bought a couple of different like distraction items for my 2-year-old, but that has definitely been a challenge, which I definitely saw coming as a challenge. But managing both of those, and then again, with my brain space being rather limited, then like frustrations and stuff with it, just managing behavior is kind of an issue. But yeah, so this video, I'm really just taking you along because the whole point in me talking about this homeschooling thing is because I cannot find anybody on YouTube that just blindly started and is trying to figure it out as they go, which is exactly what I'm doing. And so I would definitely say I was more overwhelmed to start and like to plan than actually doing it. Actually doing it has been so easy, especially with most of these curriculums. They're pretty grab and go, all 3 that I have. And so there's not been a ton of prep and it's been pretty easy. So just jumping in is great. And I'm learning quickly what works for us and what doesn't. And I know The Good and the Beautiful has all sorts of subjects. And so we may end up switching at some point. We may end up skipping things. I'm a rule follower, so I like to go through and like do every page and do all the things, but I may need to adjust that. So, yeah, again, I just want to take you guys along as I try to figure this out. So if you're deciding to homeschool your kids, it feels less overwhelming because it feels like there's so many options and it feels really overwhelming. So hopefully seeing my like step-by-step journey will be helpful. So if you have any questions, comments, tips, advice, anything, leave it down below. I would love to hear it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.